Hello and welcome to another monthly reset for the month of September. If you're new to these videos, I tend to talk about the previous month in my monthly reset vlogs, and I talk about some of the goals that I had set in the previous month and whether I achieved them or not, and what I'm kind of looking forward to in September and what my plans and goals are for the following month. So essentially that's what I do in these monthly reset videos, and I really enjoy doing them because I feel like it just kind of catches up everyone with where I'm at and how my own goals are going. And if you're a content creator or you're a freelancer, business owner, maybe you can relate to some of what I'm talking about in these videos. Now, August, to put it lightly, was not a great month. I feel like it didn't really go that well for me in terms of my content and in terms of generating more growth with my channels, my YouTube channels, and also my Instagram accounts. And I've talked about it in recent videos, but this is very normal to have these fluctuations, these ups and downs, disappointments and wins. And unfortunately, August was just a little bit of a disappointment for me, but that's fine because it's normal, and it's normal to have months like that, as disheartening as it can be sometimes. But first I better introduce myself to this video before we go any further. Hi, my name is Kaylee and I'm a beauty and fashion photographer based near Sydney, Australia, but I'm also a content creator, and I started this channel a few years ago to talk about all things freelancing, business, social media, and content creation. And now moving on to the specifics of what was not so great in August for me. So I did mention it in one of my recent videos, but YouTube recommending my videos just literally stopped overnight. It was basically from my last monthly reset video, and I know the monthly reset videos are still kind of a little bit new, so I'm sort of testing the waters with what kind of content to include in them and that, but the video did okay, pretty much as okay as all my other videos, and so I didn't really think anything of it. But from basically that point onwards, every video that I'd posted was getting half the amount of views as what I usually would, or potentially even a third of the views, which was pretty standout to me. I was starting to think, is it the content? What's happening? Am I really sucking at this all of a sudden? And, like what has changed in my video schedule? Not really anything. I had been posting pretty consistently the whole time. And then I was finding out that it was actually YouTube not recommending my videos. So usually what would happen on my channel was I would get my usual subscribers watching in the first couple of days. And then about 2 days onwards, my videos would usually hit YouTube recommendations, and they were not hitting that at all in August, which was a real shame because it meant that my viewership just went really downhill. But again, I want to stress that this is totally normal with things like YouTube and anywhere basically on social media. You're not always going to get those amazing views. You're not always going to get videos that go viral or have so many wins in a month. Like, it's just going to be so up and down with content creation, and it is definitely something I've come to expect. So unfortunately, that was my month of August for YouTube. It wasn't that great. In terms of my Instagram account, which I've also talked about a lot on this channel before, I'm also doing travel content creation over there. So on my travel account, again, it's just been this kind of stagnation of followers. It's basically not been going anywhere. I think I've been at the same follow count for well over a month now, maybe even close to 6 weeks. And I had the same thing in the previous month where I was finding that the follower growth was just really stagnating, which was a shame because I had been posting basically daily for a while there, and I have been very active. I've been posting about 4 times a week. I'm trying to experiment a little bit more with my content though in this following month because I just want to think outside of the box a bit more and really get my content to a point where I'm starting to become happy with it. I'm not bored with it. I can kind of tell now with my content when I'm feeling a little bit bored or when I feel like there's not much inspiration going on for it, specifically with Instagram. So that is something that I really want to do in coming weeks. And I will just mention, if you do hear any really loud noises, it is very, very windy outside today, and it's also 1,000,000 degrees, and it's still August, which is winter here in Australia. And yeah, I just don't even understand this weather at the moment. But if you do hear branches like falling and hitting the house at any point, you'll know that it's just because of the wind. So yeah, that's basically been my month summed up, and I've basically not grown at all, which is great. So now I'm just having to figure out what to do from here on out and what I'm going to do to change my tactics a bit more and really try and get that growth back a little bit. It's not always about growth. I'm really trying to focus on other things that have been going well, like any little collaborations that I've got going on and things that I've been wanting to do for a while that are hopefully going to be coming to fruition really soon, which is great. And that's what I'm trying to focus on at the moment. I don't want to focus too much on stagnant growth because it's bound to happen, definitely on YouTube and Instagram for that matter. I'm not really going to talk about too many of my goals that I did set forth for last month and whether I achieved them or not. I feel that most of them I managed to achieve in some respect or another, but one thing I thought that I would do differently for this monthly reset is actually go through the goal and habit tracker that I've started using, and I really enjoy using this template. Last month I actually talked about a financial template, which was basically for budgeting, which I really enjoyed. And then from the same brand, CoPlenty, they actually offer a goal and habit tracker, and I was like straight onto that. I was like, this is something that I can really be doing in my monthly reset videos to properly set goals and to track habits a little bit better and to talk about it a little bit more in depth in these videos. So as I mentioned, I thought it would be great for this video to get into this template and actually get started with setting some goals for September and some habits that I would like to really take on board, whether that's for personal habits or work habits, kind of like a bit of a mix going on, and really track them a little bit better throughout the month. So then next month when I do my next monthly reset, it will be a little bit more planned out and I can actually go through things a little bit more in depth with you. So we're going to jump straight into working with this template now and let's get into it. Okay, so here we are in the September goal and habit tracker, and this is basically the interface that I'm working with at the moment. So I think it's a really cool template because it does go through your daily habits, your weekly habits, and your monthly habits. There is also a section over here for yearly tracking with goal tracking, which is amazing, and I will be utilizing that at the beginning of 2025 when I do all of my yearly goals, which I really love to do at the beginning of each year. So back to September though, and I'm going to be focusing on this page today. We're going to start including some of the daily habits that I would like to achieve for next month. So to start off with, I think a few things that I really wanted to start doing was just taking better care of my health. I mean, this is something that I feel like everyone wants to do month to month, but it is hard to stay consistent sometimes with it, and especially going to things like the gym and doing yoga and meditation, things like that. These are all little goals that I want to be working into my daily habits. So I'm going to start filling this in. And the first daily habit that I really want to get started with for September is doing daily yoga. And I used to be doing daily yoga like for a very long time for the last few years, especially during the pandemic. I felt like it was a great thing to do at home. I would often watch like Yoga with Cassandra. I really loved her channel, and I just love working it into my day because it just makes me feel so much more re-energized and refreshed. So I want to be doing daily yoga. I don't care if it's like 15 minutes or whether it's half an hour. It is basically whatever time I can spare. So I'm going to be putting in yoga, and then in brackets, we'll just even go 10 minutes to 30 minutes per day. It's also a great thing to add into your day if you can't get to the gym, because you can easily do it at home. So I always like having a little bit of exercise in there that I can do at home. Now, the next daily habit that I really want to work into next month is to drink more water, drinking 2 liters a day. And I know there's been some like controversy on whether you actually need 2 liters a day of water or not. But at the same time, I just know when I'm dehydrated, and I am not drinking enough water lately. It is starting to get into warmer weather too. So I want to be on top of that, and I want to drink more water. So that is going to be my next habit, and I'm gonna put in there like 2 liters. And then my final daily habit that I really want to work into September is to meditate. I love doing meditation when I have done it in the past, and I feel like even something as simple as 5 to 10 minutes out of your day is not a lot of time to really dedicate to it, and it can really make the world of difference, just with so much more mental clarity, and especially before starting work or even in the middle of the day when you just feel like you're a bit overwhelmed and your mind is really clouded and all the rest of it. So meditation is something that I really want to be working into September for sure. But again, I really think anything around 10 to 15 minutes is absolutely fine per day. So that is my daily habits for next month that I really want to focus on, and you can see here that you've got your daily trackers. So basically what you do is each day you can just check it off, and it'll actually show you the graph of daily habits completed, and it will actually show you as well the progress on the side here, which I love. So the more that you check off, the more percentage of progress that you've completed, and I think it's just a really good way to keep yourself accountable for those habits that you want to create. So I feel really happy with those daily habits that I want to work in. Like I've said before on different videos, I feel like I'm not the type of person that likes to add in too many specific goals each month. I like a lot of flexibility in my routine and my life, and I don't want to be bound by rules and structure. So I think it's good too for me to just start off a bit smaller with daily habits in particular. particular. Now moving on to the weekly goals here, which is another section of this template that I really love. So now we're going to be starting with our weekly goals. So there's going to be a few goals in here that are somewhat personal, but also some that are more business related and content creation related. So I think for me, one of my weekly goals that I want to start doing, along with the yoga and meditation, drinking more water, is going to the gym, but 3 times a week is my ideal goal at this point. So I want to be going to the gym 3 times a week. And then once I've done that goal, I can easily check it off. I'm just going to copy and paste that into each week. So I really want to make sure that I am going to the gym 3 times a week, because again, it just re-energizes me, and the difference of going to the gym versus not going to the gym over a week is just like, it's crazy for, again, mental clarity and things like that. It really helps me out, especially with working from home. It's nice to get out of the house and really get to the gym. I also like going for walks as well. Whenever I can go for a walk, I really will take the opportunity. So that's something else I'll be working in more and more, but I think for now, I just want to stick to more simple goals week to week. Now for a goal for content creation, and I really want to film an extra video per week. And this would be for YouTube and this particular channel. So I've just copied and pasted them into the other weeks as well. I want to be filming an extra video per week because I think it's going to really help me out when it comes to getting on top of my content. And by the time the end of September's finished, just by filming that extra video a week, I'm going to have 4 to 5 videos extra for the month in reserve. So I think that that's a really good starting point, and that's something that I really want to get on top of for next month, because I said I was going to get on top of that for this month, and like I kind of did, but at the same time, I'm still not far enough ahead. So I think for September, we really want to amp that up a little bit and make sure that if I've got a week where I can't film, then that's okay. I've got some videos in reserve. Okay, so my next weekly goal is to pitch each week to at least 2 brands or 2 companies for both my freelance business and also my content creation business. So 2 in total. So technically I could pitch to 1 each per week. Now I would usually probably be able to do a lot more than this, but lately I've been so busy that I feel like it's really hard to do the research that's needed to get the right email addresses, to find the brands that are really aligning with my values, my content. So I'm feeling like doing 2 total pitches a week will be a really good start for me to get in that habit of pitching again. And I really enjoy pitching, actually. I find that I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's really intimidating when you first start, but honestly, for me, I know what has come out of pitching in the past, so I'm really happy to do it week to week. So I'm gonna pitch to at least 2 brands per week. And then I'll copy and paste those in the other weeks. Now my next goal is to post 2 times weekly to this channel, which is Kaylee June Creative, and I have already been posting 2 times a week to this channel for like the last year, I think. So it's going to be the continuation of that and making sure that I stick to that. So I'm just going to post 2 videos for Kaylee June Creative, just copying and pasting that into the other weeks. I'm also going to be posting once a fortnight to my Kaylee June channel, which is my photography channel, and I'm also going to be posting once a fortnight to Wonder Walkers. So that's my travel channel that I have with my partner Dan, and at the moment I'm kind of doing that in the same fortnight, so I'm going to continue on with that. So this will be post 1 KJ video, and then post 1 Wonder Walkers video, and then I'll copy and paste that into every second week. And then one of my last goals as well is going to be posting 4 times a week to Instagram. So it's usually going to be around 4 reels and then maybe a carousel, or it's going to be 3 reels and a carousel post, or something around that amount, but minimum of 4 times a week I really want to be sticking to on Instagram. So post at least 4 times a week to Instagram, and that is for my travel account. So I feel like that's a good set of goals to start off with for September. I think there's quite a bit in there, and I do have daily tasks that I'm also going to be having to do as well as some of this stuff. So it is going to be probably a hectic few weeks, but I think it's good to kind of like try and drum up some pitching in particular at this time of year, especially in the lead up to Christmas, and also making sure that I'm just staying consistent with my YouTube videos. I think that's the most important thing for me at the moment, is to just keep that consistency going. Now moving down, you can actually see that there is a section here for for monthly goals, and it's broken down into categories, which is personal goals, wellness goals, financial goals, career goals, and then if we move across, you also have a section for other. So in terms of the goals that I'm going to be setting for my personal goals for next month, I don't really have too many personal goals at the moment that I want to be working on. The one thing I will say is to make an effort to contact family and friends more, because I feel like, especially in winter in Australia, everyone hibernates and we just kind of get stuck in this routine of not contacting, not reaching out to people. So I feel like that is something that I want to do more in September, especially coming into spring. It'll be nice weather, hopefully. So contacting friends more regularly. It's also just good to get out of that work routine of just always being so bogged down with work and just being busy for the sake of being busy at times. But also I think like contacting friends more regularly, it's not a specific SMART goal, I wouldn't say, but it's just something that I want to be aware of, and really going into next month I want to do more of. So going into wellness goals now, I'm actually just going to jot down gym 3 times a week in here, just as a monthly goal as well. I just want to make sure that that goal is kind of set there, and I'm just going to add it in there as well, just to reinforce that that is a goal that I really want to stick to. And I'm also going to put the meditating goal and yoga goal in here as well, just because it's broken up into wellness goals. I want those to be kind of like the highlight of the month, especially for my own wellness goals. Make sure that I do achieve those, and they are specifically ones that I want to be achieving. So now moving on to financial goals, and the financial goals at the moment are a little bit funny for me, because I wouldn't say there's anything in particular. I mean, there's always things to save for. There's always things that you need to pay for, and especially with my income, it can be all over the place being a freelancer, being a content creator. So it's hard to know how much I'm going to earn each month. You kind of only have a very rough figure at times, and sometimes you just have no specific figure at all. But with financial goals for next month, I would like to save, or try and save, an extra $500 for the month just for trips and just for travel, because I feel like that has been something that's been quite hard with the cost of living crisis going on. It's been harder and harder to save. So I feel like trying to save an extra $500 would be a really nice thing to work towards. I think that that is my main financial goal. I mean, I do have another financial spreadsheet, which I did show you last week for budgeting and things like that. So we have other goals really specific in there. And if you want me to do more videos on budgeting spreadsheets and things like that too, or if you want me to work that into my monthly reset, let me know in the comment section below, because I'd love to do more like that and really highlight business expenses and things like that too. And then the last section is for career goals. Now, in terms of career goals, I don't really have any just at this point, just for next month. I mean, I would say my career goals are more staggered across the year, and doing month to month is, I guess, a good thing to do, to just break them down into smaller, more achievable chunks. But at this current point in time, I really don't have anything specifically for September, and I'm really just enjoying doing content creation to the point at the moment where I feel that I'm just seeing where it leads me. I don't want to make too many specific goals with this just yet. I think I've got ideas of what I want to do, and that's why I've also put in those week-to-week goals of pitching and making sure I'm staying consistent. You know, I do have quite a few career goals kind of in there as well. So in terms of career goals for the month of September, I'm actually going to leave this blank, because I don't have anything specific that I'm wanting to work towards for this month that hasn't already sort of been worked into my weekly goals. And then for next month's monthly reset, we can go into the monthly reflection section here on the template. So I can go through my achievements and what my biggest achievements were for this month, what challenges did I face in the month, improvements, what I can improve, and then key takeaways for the month of September. So once we're into the end of September, I can go through all of this again, and we can really talk about daily habits and goal tracking and how I performed and how September went overall. Now, if you are interested in these templates, I will have a link in the description box below. It is an affiliate link, so I was lucky enough to be given one by CodePlenty for this template. So if you're interested in purchasing this template, there's also a discount code there in the description box below. But I hope you really enjoyed this video today, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, make sure you do, because I'll be posting a lot more videos like this one in future. Let me know down in the comments section what you thought of this video, and if you'd like to see more monthly reset videos, and how did the month of August go for you, and what are you looking forward to in September. I really want to hear all your thoughts and comments down below. But thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.